Whew, it's like Jesus washed my tongue. Right before he finished, he finally told my dad he's good enough.
In The Mummy, the scene where Benny loads a camel with gold only for it to refuse to move wasn't scripted at all. The animal simply wouldn't budge when O'Connor tried to guide it, something that reportedly happened to him more than once during filming. In American Psycho, Christian Bale got so deep into the role that he made up some of the film's best moments. He added the bit where Bateman slides a coaster under a glass to show his obsession with cleanliness, and even threw in the little moonwalk before killing Paul Allen.
But I think Huey has a far more bitter, cynical sense of humor.
In Anger Management, during the fight with Arnie, Jack Nicholson accidentally stumbled and fell to the ground after pulling Adam Sandler off, but the unscripted moment was so funny that they kept it in. In one of sci-fi's most famous moments, Will Smith knocks out an alien with a single punch and follows it up with a perfect one-liner. The script had him say "close encounter," but Smith didn't like it. Instead, he came up with,
"Welcome to Earth."
Also, the scene where Will Smith drags the alien across the salt flats of Utah gave us another great improv.
"And what the hell is that smell?"
Smith came up with the line on the spot because nobody had warned him about the awful odor from billions of dead brine shrimp in the Great Salt Lake.
"I could have been at a barbecue!"
In This Is Spinal Tap, almost the entire movie was improvised. Director Rob Reiner explained that instead of a full script, they mostly worked with loose story outlines and a few planned moments, like the famous amp that goes to 11.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
In Free Guy, the NPCs are only programmed with a few lines and reactions, but when Reynolds' character starts breaking from his script, it surprises everyone around him.
It's like losing my virginity, but in my mouth.
While filming, Reynolds improvised a bunch of hilarious reactions during his coffee routine, cracking up the cast and crew every time. Only one could make it into the final cut, but luckily, the blooper reel kept the rest.
Oh, it's like heaven wept in my mouth. Hottest beverage ever. Going straight to the hospital.
In The Mummy, one of the funniest exchanges came from pure improv. When Rick catches Benny spying and points a gun at him, O'Connor improvised the desperate plea.
"I think I'll kill you."
Think of my children.
Brendan Fraser quickly shot back with the unscripted reply,
"You don't have any children."
Someday I might.
Shut up.
None of it was in the script, but it became one of the film's most memorable comedic moments.
Goodbye, Benny.
When Wolverine first meets the X-Men, he isn't exactly impressed by their flashy names and costumes. So, with his trademark sarcasm, he asks Professor X,
"Sabretooth. Storm. What do they call you? Wheels?"
Funny enough, that line wasn't even in the script. Wolverine was originally meant to call Professor X Baldy, but Hugh Jackman switched it to Wheels on the spot.
"What do they call you? Wheels?"
In The Godfather, James Caan ad-libbed a nonsense word while channeling gangsters from his Bronx roots, and what began as a casual ad-lib became so legendary that it inspired Tony Soprano's strip club and even made it into the Oxford English Dictionary.
You gotta get up close like this, and bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
In Spider-Man Far From Home, Samuel L. Jackson managed to sneak some of his classic style into the usually clean-cut MCU. While Nick Fury is scolding Peter Parker for downplaying his heroics, Jackson improvised the now famous line,
I mean, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, sir.
"Bitch, please, you've been to space."
In Training Day, Denzel Washington improvised several moments to test Ethan Hawke's reactions, since much of the film relies on their chemistry. In the diner scene, he suddenly shouted mid-conversation to throw Hawke off.
So it was a real quiet night.
Boom! You never know, that's the point.
And later, he even howled like a wolf, both unscripted moves that left Hawke unsure how to respond, but made the scenes feel more real.
Come on, dog.
In Top Gun, when Maverick brags about his upside-down maneuver, Kilmer cut him off with an unscripted line that made the scene feel real.
Because I was inverted.
Bullshit.
In Tombstone, Val Kilmer went so deep into character that he often strayed from the script. The idea to whistle on the way to the OK Corral was his, and just before the gunfight, he surprised everyone by giving his enemy a sly wink, setting the showdown in motion. In Independence Day Resurgence, Jeff Goldblum improvised one of the film's funniest lines. As his character escapes an alien attack that destroys the London Eye, he says,
They like to get the landmarks.
In Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Alan Rickman thought the Sheriff of Nottingham was too plain, so he made up funnier and darker lines on the spot, like the famous calling off the Christmas line.
No more merciful beheadings. And call off Christmas.
He also came up with,
I'm gonna cut your heart out with a spoon!
Then it begins.
Interestingly, Costner does not break character during this scene, despite the improvisation, and the inclusion of it resulted in another scene providing an explanation.
Why a spoon, cousin? Why not an axe? Because it's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more.
In Citizen Kane, during the scene where Joseph Cotten drunkenly writes a review of Susan Alexander's opera performance, Cotten slurs dramatic criticism into
someone to do dramatic criticism. I am drunk.
Cotten had stayed awake for 24 hours to prepare, and the slip was genuine. But Orson Welles loved how authentic it felt, so he kept it in the film.
Someone to do dramatic criticism. I am drunk.
In Goodfellas, when Jimmy learns that Tommy has been killed, Robert De Niro slams the phone and kicks the booth so hard it topples over. An unscripted-looking moment that even seems to catch him by surprise. In No Time to Die, Ana de Armas had just 3 weeks to train for all her gun work and stunts. She kept stressing it so much on set that the director told her to say it in the movie.
I've done 3 weeks training.
And that offhand line turned into one of her most memorable moments.
3 weeks training?
Really?
More or less.
He said, go back inside.
In Leon the Professional, Gary Oldman improvised one of the most unforgettable villain introductions. His co-star Michael Badalucco was completely unprepared when Oldman suddenly got close, sniffed him, and even hugged him to show just how unpredictable his character was. But his most famous ad-lib came when he was supposed to calmly say everyone. Instead, he suddenly screamed it.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone?
In The Silence of the Lambs, Jodie Foster wasn't prepared for what Anthony Hopkins improvised. During their first meeting, Hannibal tells Clarice about his past victim and then adds the chilling hiss, something not in the script.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
He also ad-libbed a moment where he mocked Clarice's accent, knowing Foster had struggled with it during filming.
And that accent you've tried so desperately to shed, pure West Virginia.
That was just something that Anthony Hopkins came up with. And when I heard him make fun of my accent, it really made me mad.